This is The Big Question with Dr. Ellie Gonzalez, brought to you by Good News Unlimited, tackling the big questions in a simple and positive way.
And today's big question is, what happens to those who have never heard the gospel? Well, I believe that God is love. And if that is so, then how can He condemn everyone who has never heard about Christianity and who never basically had a chance? Because the reality is that there are a lot of them. Just think it through.
Think of all the people who lived in history before the birth of Jesus, all around the world. And what about those people who've lived in Africa and Asia, the Americas, or Australia and the Pacific before the modern era? What about all the little children who've died and all the people who have suffered from mental disabilities? Are they all automatically lost as well? If so, then it would be kind of like saying that God saves people based on essentially on their economic status and their race and things like that. Because basically the reality is that if you're a middle-class white person living in the last 200 years, then your chances of being saved are astronomical compared to those other people that I've mentioned. Otherwise, you're basically automatically lost because you've never heard the gospel, let alone having had a chance to respond. It would be a cruel and vicious God who would strictly determine your salvation like that. But that's not really what the Bible teaches at all. It teaches that everyone will be judged according to the light that they have received and their response to that light. Psalm 87 tells us that in the judgment, God will take into consideration the circumstances of your birth and your life. And how is it that the light of God comes to people? Well, it comes to us principally through the Word of God, the Bible. However, the Apostle Paul in the book of Romans teaches us that the knowledge of God's will comes to people through other ways as well, such as through the order and the beauty of nature, and through our conscience. And of course, God can also reveal His will to people directly through miraculous means. And for all of these reasons, the Apostle Paul argues that all human beings are without excuse before God because all have had some opportunity to know something of Him.
So no, I don't believe that anyone who hasn't heard the gospel is automatically lost. Additionally, I believe in what the Bible teaches us over and over again, that I cannot decide on behalf of God who is saved and who is not. He is the judge and I'm not. And at the end of the day, I'm happy to let God be the judge. The job would just be too stressful for me. And the other thing that the Bible tells me is that God is more loving than we could ever imagine. So I'm happy to simply trust in the love of God, knowing that He'll always do what is right. And just leave it at that.
For more, contact goodnewsunlimited.com.